Iran to receive advanced PMU-2 variant of S-400 from Russia, a serious threat to Israeli security. Russia has pledged to provide Iran with more modern air defense systems to deter future attacks by the Western Bloc. While Iran's armed forces field a number of formidable air defense systems, including the S-125, Buk and S-200, these heavily upgraded Cold War-era platforms are limited in their range, allowing Iran adversaries to launch missile strikes against it from well beyond its airspace. Though Iran air defenses, modernized with North Korean assistance, have proven highly effective in intercepting missile attacks, their range has meant that aircraft launching cruise missiles from beyond its borders have been effectively immune to retaliation. Western fighters use this to their advantage during their strikes against the country, keeping their fighters and bombers well out of harm's way. While 71 of the 103 missiles fired were reportedly successfully intercepted by Iran forces, not a single aircraft was lost as a result of the wide berth they gave Syrian airspace. Neighboring Israel, another long-standing adversary of Damascus, has adopted a similar strategy in light of heavy losses incurred when operating fighters over Syria. Recent reports indicate that Russia is set to provide Iran with the S-400 PMU-2, one of its most capable air defense platforms specialized in targeting enemy aircraft. The air defense system is capable of engaging up to 36 targets and guiding 72 surface-to-air missiles simultaneously at extreme ranges, and is highly survivable with a redeployment time of just 5 minutes. Working alongside the Pantsir short-range system already in Syrian service, which can protect the S-300 from low-flying aircraft and attack drones, the system would be able to form a near-impenetrable defense when networked with the country's existing missile platforms. The S-300 PMU-2 is the most capable land-based S-300 variant in an anti-aircraft role. It is the direct predecessor to the S-400, which was itself initially to be named S-300 PMU-3. The platform will increase the range at which Syrian forces are able to engage enemy aircraft and missiles, deterring adversaries from launching strikes against the country. While Moscow was initially speculated to be planning to provide Syria with the S-300V, a platform specialized in countering missiles attacks but less capable against combat aircraft, the S-300 PMU-2 will pose a significantly greater threat to neighboring Israel. The platform's range and precision will allow Syria's armed forces to shoot down combat aircraft well into an Israeli airspace, including potentially over Ben Gurion Airport and Tel Aviv itself, depending on where on Syrian territory it is deployed. The platform thus poses a significant threat to Israel's security in light of growing tensions between the two countries, and particularly considering the growing presence of Iranian-aligned forces to both Syria and Lebanon, which Tel Aviv views as a threat to its very existence. Tel Aviv remains highly wary of Iranian-aligned armed groups operating its borders. The capabilities of these groups have grown manifold since 2006, with a larger arsenal of more modern weapons and extensive combat experience from waging war against Islamic State and other jihadist groups enhancing their combat readiness. With Israel's campaign to undermine the deployments of these forces to Syria relying heavily on its ability to conduct airstrikes against targets in Syria and Lebanon, the deployment of the advanced S-300 variant by Damascus, which covers Lebanon's airspace as well as its own, could well seriously shift the balance of power in the region against Israel's favor. With Tel Aviv highly casualty-averse, and fielding a relatively small fleet of strike fighters, the risk of losing manned aircraft rather than expendable cruise missiles is intolerable. Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman pledged direct attacks on the S-300 system should it be used against Israeli aircraft, while Russian officials have warned Israel of catastrophic consequences should they launch such a strike. Ultimately, while Russia has been highly tolerant of Israeli attacks on Syrian targets, the Western attack on Damascus has led Moscow to provide its ally with more capable defenses, and as a result has done much to compromise Israeli security and further involved Russia in the growing conflict between Israel and its Middle Eastern adversaries. the full consequences of the Western missile attack on Damascus, of which the S-300 deployment by Syria is but one, remain to be seen.